2 Chronicles chapter 24. Verse number 4. And it came to pass after this that Joash was minded to repair the house of the Lord. Now again, for those of you who just walked in, we were talking about the Old Testament temple here, obviously. But guess what? People's lives need to be repaired also. So when you take the same verses and apply them to 2023, oh yeah, sure. Because we have this building, we need to repair the building. The roof is leaking. The stained glass windows need to be closed up. The heat needs to be, the furnace needs to be touched up or whatever. So, I mean, there are repairs for the building place, the meeting place that you're meeting in. I'm not against that, and that's scriptural. But we have to get our eyes off of the building to being God's place. This is not God's place until the church meets here. I can't tell you how often I hear it. I hate when I hear it. I go into an independent fundamental Baptist church, and the pastor says, let's go into the sanctuary. This is not a sanctuary. It's not a sanctuary in the sense of Old Testament sanctuary. Now, if you want to say your home is a sanctuary, or the building where we meet is a sanctuary from the world, that's understandable. But that's not what they're doing. That's not what they're saying, because they went to Protestant colleges, brought back their Protestant theology from Catholic theology, and they consider this building to be a sanctuary spiritually, and it's not. It's just a meeting place. It's just a building. It's just a room. It's an auditorium. The reason why these Catholics and Orthodox and some Protestants have candles over here is definitely not for the light, because none of them have Sunday evening services. It's a carryover from Catholic or theology from the Old Testament, where they had the candles in the temple. They had candles in the tent meeting where God dwelt. Well, I'm not against candles. As a matter of fact, I picked up some candles this morning, amen. I'm not against candles when it's dark and you light them, amen. But you know what? Satanists and witches use candles. And I'm telling you, there is a fine line between perverting the Old Testament theology and trying to smash it into New Testament theology, doing exactly what the witches are doing. And when I grew up in Greek Orthodox Church, and we went, it was either my aunt's funeral or memorial service or whatever it was there, and I took pictures of it. You know, I was in the lobby there, and they had a $5 candle and a $10 candle and a $20 candle. You know what? It's a money-making business, man. Again, I'm not against candles, but when you're using candles for spiritual purposes, you're getting into witchcraft, man. You might as well have a seance and close the lights and just chant and hum and call up the spirits from the dead. These are people that are not stupid, but ignorant of biblical truth. Just not reading the Bible. This is not the temple. I'm not against people calling a building a temple. But this is not the temple that God dwells in. God dwells in the believer's temple. God dwells in you if you're born again. So, just like the building needs to be repaired in the Old Testament, guess what? Lives need to be repaired.